Hey everybody, this is Joe's Premium Firewood, coming to you live Saturday, August 19th, 2023. I'm out in my bundle assembly area. This is the last time I was here was about 3 weeks ago, and that's when the Easton-made Ultra sprung a leak, the hydraulic leak, a O-ring that Saw Surgeon installed went bad. And so I just was at the store. They still got enough probably to last them till Labor Day. So, but I need to get some split. I want to fill up this corner right in here. I want to fill this up. So I don't know. I'm gonna definitely do this first row here, and then maybe half of that row. And once it's all those 2 rows are filled up into that corner, I don't know if I'm gonna put any down here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. We'll see how much it takes. But Also, I got a funny story to share with you. I'll wait till a few more people get in here. Right now, I don't think you guys are going to be in the sun. It's a nice, cool morning. It's probably in the mid-60s, low humidity, perfect working weather. But we got the hot weather's coming in, and it starts tomorrow, and it's going to last probably a week. So I want to get this split and done so I can make the bundles when it's hot. So let me set you guys up on the tripod. I'll do some splitting, and then I'll wait a little bit before I tell you that story, because like I say, I want more people in here. I know Rogala, he's always here on these live streams, but Rogala, he's out of Lake Michigan right now fishing for salmon, and that's what I had for breakfast this morning, some of that smoked salmon that Rogala sent me, and it was really good. Once again, I actually mixed it with scrambled eggs and salmon. How's that sound to you? Oh, and anybody watching from the Boonville show, the the Woodsman show? It's basically has a bunch of firewood suppliers there. You know, Easton-Made's there, and Wolfridge, and all the major suppliers are there with their equipment. And I know a lot of people that make videos, you know, like Firewood at the Furnace, and Back 40 Firewood, and Outdoors with Larry and Robin are there, and Log Cabin Firewood, he's there. So I know there's a bunch of other ones. I know Hard Working Man's there. So if you're watching from there, how's it going? I'm sure some of you guys are hung over last night after partying all night with Back 40's live stream. Let me start this up. I'll do some splitting out. I think I'll split a little bit of that, and then I'll tell you the story. But like I said, I want more people to jump in. Wow. Thought for sure it'd start on the first pull. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right, and the picture's good. Right now you're out of the sun, but I may have to move you because my phone will overheat if it's in the sun too long, even though it's not that hot out today. So we got 15 watching. Hit that thumbs up. Is that Rogala? No way. Oh, Carrie Beckman, how's it going? Like I said, I'm going to just fill it up to the top of there and maybe down to here, both sides, and then that'll be good enough for today. Watching Judy Krill, Denise Williams. still cut some of these kind of short, but as long as they're over 12 inches, they'll make bundles. They'll burn. They'll still burn. Always stack that side, which is I guess the outside from where I'm standing now. Stack that first, and then I'll do this. This one's got a knot in it. I think I got a couple knots. I think I'll have to throw this into bay 1 or bay 2. Just sell it as regular firewood. I hope you watched that live stream we did last night. Zach and Mike were here working, burning the midnight oil. Usually we don't work after like 6 o'clock. They started splitting at 7 o'clock last night on a Friday night. Mike said he's going to cut me another load today. We'll see. Because like I say, starting tomorrow, it's going to get really hot. And I know I don't like cutting when it's hot out, and Mike sure as hell don't. Losing a couple minutes of daylight every day. And normally at this time I wouldn't be in the sun out here. Right now I'm all caught up on deliveries. Although I do need to take a cherry to one of my restaurants up in Holland. I think I'll probably do that on Wednesday. It's going to be super hot. Might get my brother to help me. I was going to do it in his truck, but his Ford, the starter's going out in it, he thinks. So he's trying to save up the money to get that fixed. Might come over there in a minute and check to see how many are watching and tell you the story I wanted to tell you. I got a good laugh from it. You might too. You watching Craig Wilson? You have been making it. You've been making it to a lot of my live streams lately. I think I'll just split this one into kindling. Watching Patty and Jeffrey. You guys are at the show. You guys are probably pretty busy. I know Mountaintop Outdoors is out there, Boonville, New York. If you're familiar at all with the firewood industry, you know about this show. And then the other big one in Ohio in October is a Paul Bunyan show. Usually get a decent crowd on these Saturday morning live streams. Come on, Phil, you gotta cut these square. Oh. Some of these are waterlogged. Need to get split and sit in the sun for a few days. I know it's season, but they're wet. They're just wet. There's a difference between seasoned firewood, wet firewood and green firewood. Wet firewood dries out a lot faster than green firewood. I know Mike and Zach were talking about going out on the lake tomorrow. Taking the boat out. Check out the bikinis. Mike's a married man. I don't know if his wife's gonna let him. He says he can look but can't touch. Usually when we go out there, we're out there all day. She's gonna let him go out, have a good time with us. This one's gonna have to go into bay 2 knotty. You watching Chuck Merrill? These flat ones make good pieces to put on the top when you're tying it. Now one of these days I'm going to head to those shows, but I need an improvement in my health. You know, being in pain non-stop is no fun. My back's been bothering me lately too. I just can't stand up in one spot for a long time. Now when I'm, doing this and I'm bending over and moving around, it's not too bad. Yeah, I'll finish out this row and then I'll take a union break, tell you the story. I haven't, if you just joined us, I haven't told the story I wanted to tell yet. Plus, I think what's left here in this front row should finish up that row there. Oh. Another waterlogged one. There goes my drink. Little punky. Be fine for campfire bundles. Sometimes when it sits there and it's on the bottom row, it's got all that weight on it, and it's wet out. We've had a lot of rain this week, and the dirt just sticks to it. That's why you always want to put something below it when you're storing it at your house. Like that stuff in there, I got it sitting on boards. Some of these borderline punky, but the campfire wood, it's okay. It should dry out nice sitting in the sun. I don't think it's supposed to really rain unless it's a pop-up shower for the next several days. Now this one's more solid. Looks like the new mechanic did take care of the O-ring this time. It's not leaking yet. He's not only a new mechanic for me, he's a certified hickory supplier. He sells wood too. He had a bunch of hickory there, and I asked him if he'd mind selling some of it to me, and he sold me a truckload. I still got to split that. I was thinking about doing a live stream of splitting that tomorrow on YouTube, but I think I might just do another premiere video and wait for the sound to come back. Kind of curved. You know what? Twisted. Kind of twisted. We'll just put it in with the loose firewood. Got like 5 more to split and I'll tell you that story. So stay tuned. Almost got a daddy long leg. Almost smashed the daddy long leg. This one's good and solid, bundle grade. Pick up that kindling when I grab my drink, make my union break. Watching Billy Otis, speaking of union breaks. The last time I used this microphone, the sound turned out pretty good. So hopefully we're dialed in with that. Yeah, and if you just joined us, I'm just going to fill in these 2 corners and then leave it for now. So I won't be splitting this whole pile. I would think or would hope that this wood right here, once it's all split, should be enough to last me the rest of the winter as far as bundles goes, between my driveway and the store. I hope so anyways. Alright, I'm gonna come tell you the story now. I think we should have a decent crowd. Up just a little bit. Let me check and see how many we got watching. We got 29 watching, that's a good crowd. So yesterday, I got a call on my phone, my cell phone, and I don't give it out. I only give it out to customers, you know, or my friends or whatever. And there was a message on there from a guy from the place that I send Shagbark Hickory to, but he said Portage, Illinois. So I didn't know there was a Portage, Illinois, but okay, anyway. He's not going to want to pay my delivery fee or whatnot, you know. Probably costs twice as much as the wood. And anyway, so I call him and I go, yeah, I see you need wood in Portage, Illinois. He goes, no, Portage, Michigan. He goes, yeah, we're trying to find a cheaper source. The guy we're buying from right now, price is pretty high, and so we're just kind of looking around, see if you could do it. And I go, sir, I am your supplier to the Portage store. I delivered to you on Monday. And he's like, oh, I mean, like, was this your first day, dude? You know, hey, man, if anybody wants to shop their prices around, go for it. I can't supply the whole world or whole state of Michigan, or hell, even in my region. There's just too much demand. But I explained to him, I said, listen, you want 100% Shagbark Hickory. I go, I've told all my log suppliers to anytime they get it, to call me and I'll buy it. Once in a blue moon they find it for me. Now Herb, my supplier that I do get it from, he's got there's a farm, he knows the farmer, and they got about 7 acres of all hickory trees. The farmer wants it cleared out. I would estimate there's probably a 3 to 5 year supply. I go, you're more than welcome to shop it out or whatever. I go, but I highly doubt you're going to find somebody that can deliver to you, you know, a Joe cord a month, which I think 3 Joe cords or 5 is actually 3 Joe cords is more than a cord. 2 Joe cords is like 20 feet long. So I think 5 Joe cords is like 2 cords. So anyway, I said, how are you going to find that? I go, there's no way you're going to, I go, but you're welcome to try. And then, you know, like I said, I explained it to him, and then I texted him later, and I sent him the copy of the invoice. I go, if you would like to save money, these are the things that you can do. I go, number 1, when I deliver, I park my truck there and you guys unload and stack it. It takes me about 45 minutes to do by myself, and I charge them $45 for it. So I said, why don't you have your people do that? And when I first started delivering to the other restaurant, their people were supposed to help me. But after about a year and a half, 2 years, they never had people available, and I had to keep doing it, and I kept charging them. Then I didn't even bother asking them for the discount anymore. They just was gonna, you know, pay me the $30 that I was charging them at the time. And so I said, you guys can go ahead and unload and stack it while I go inside and get something to eat. I go, two, you guys can come up here and pick it up. I'm charging them $80 to drive down there. It's like over 30 miles away. It takes me at least 45 minutes to get there, and that's with the highway. So, you know, so right now, you know, that's an hour and a half of drive time alone. You know, but then you got to find somebody with a truck with the right bed, the right size, because I'm not going to measure it. You know, I split it right into the truck. So I go, you can come pick it up, and so then you would save the $80 delivery fee and the $45 delivery and stacking, because you would go down there and do that. And the third reason I gave them, I go, if I come in and eat there, and I get $30 worth of food, I'll take $30 off the bill. I'll barter some of the cost for getting some food. So I go, those are the 3 ways you can save money. And then I said, then at the end, I said, P.S. one other thing you could do is just take any regular hickory. So I don't have to look for only shagbark hickory. So he never responded to me, but I thought it was kind of funny that he's calling me and saying, yeah, we're looking for a new supplier for, I go, oh, so you're going to replace me? I'm like, you know what, and I really don't care, because I'm always stressing on making sure I got it there. And then in the wintertime, it gets buried in the snow. I'm like, you know, and nobody else is going to be able to do it. I could probably set the price, me and her could probably double the price and be like, they're not going to find anybody else, but I'm not greedy like that. So I thought that was funny. I need to get back to work. I hope you did too. Hit the thumbs up if you like that story. I'm going to go ahead and move you guys out of the sun though. But I don't know, it looks like the sun's pretty much everywhere. Maybe down here. I got to keep you in the shade or I risk overheating. Alright, here we go. This looks like a pretty decent angle. I just hope this doesn't fall over. It's not windy or anything. You know, yesterday was windy. We lost our power for 4 hours. So here's your new angle to watch from. Now I need to take my union break. Oh, this is my favorite flavor, tropical coconut. And this piece of kindling that fell. Alright, let's rub this back up, get to work. Break time's over, folks. Good solid one right here. Need more like this, Phil. Need more like this. Take it all day long. Looks like this. Now back to the story. When I first started delivering to the store in Kentwood, they contacted me in like December, and then they messaged me in like February, said they were going to go with me. They probably searched for 2 months and couldn't find anybody that could do it, that would have such a good supply of only shagbark hickory. And it's not like the trees are rare. They're all over the place down here. But they're desirable trees, so people don't have them removed from their yards. You know, you need somebody that's like land clearing that can save them for you. I know they're one of my better customers, but I feel I'm charging them a fair price for everything I got to do. Got to keep it stockpiled over here. I got to supply 2 stores. That means I got to have a lot of it here. And a lot of times they tell me at the last minute that they need wood. Yeah, if Herb didn't have that, I wouldn't have been able to get the job. You know, I come across it once in a while. Once in a blue moon. Yeah, there's no way I'd want to be doing this next week. I'd have to get out here real early. This is the time I usually like starting anyway. Or, you know, starting somewhere between 9 and 10:30. Be done by like 1 or 2. About all I can handle with my health. This inside row just about done. I'll fill up in there, then we're gonna call it. Need to make some kindling. We only did that once, so I think I'll use this piece right here. So nice when you got a stacker or a thrower when you're split knot here. Oops. I don't want to go higher than this. It's a little unstable. But like I say, if I fill up this corner right here, I should have enough there to make 30 bundles. That's what the store gets every time. And they're probably going to need some by Labor Day weekend, or right after Labor Day weekend. They'll probably sell out. But I was there this morning, and it looked like they had about 30 bundles there. But it is the weekend, and it is the nice weather, so they might be selling a bunch. You just never know. Let's grab that one later. It's too far to reach. I think I'm going to split this piece of white oak. I got this from Phil. Not really that dry. It's definitely going into bay 2. Get those twigs off it. I'll split it small so it dries faster. You know what? And I'll put it right here too, so it can get the sun And then in 6 months when I go to sell it, it'll be dry, hopefully. Well, there's a real big one in there. I think I'm going to have to, and it's all knotty, probably end up splitting that into bay 2 also. It'd be nice if I could get some cherry. I like to mix that dried cherry in with these bundles. Maybe Mike can get me some. He said he's got another nice dry ash tree, like the one they split last night. If you watch that live stream, if not, you should you know, and if you like my older videos or whatever, you know, Facebook isn't showing them to anybody. If you want to see some of my older videos, you just go to the page and then you click where it says videos, and then you can scroll through. You know, I would recommend going to the playlist and like stuff that you like to see, like cutting down trees or cutting from a ladder, you know, making bundles, whatever you like. Just go into the playlist and watch that, because the Facebook algorithm is not showing it to anybody right now. Michael Volt, #1 fan, Rogala. Michael Volt from Jersey. Now here's a 16-incher, finally, after all them short ones. And it's solid too. Now when I do that cherry delivery to the restaurant in Holland, I'm going to be doing it at like 2:30 in the afternoon. There's going to be no shade there. It's going to be in the 90s. But I have to go at that time if I want to get food. You know, I barter food, or I barter wood for food for a discount for my firewood. Back to the story that I told earlier. If you missed it, you have to watch the replay. But if they do go somewhere else, and then they come crying back to me saying, "Oh, they can't keep up. They don't. Price is going up." They leave me and then come back crying. We'll do a big one once in a while. We'll send some big ones through. Somebody messaged me and wanted me to make more live streams of, running a saw. Yeah, I haven't ran one in a long time. We do have an oak that's down on the ground over there that we need to clean up. And I was waiting till I sold some of this and when I need to replace all my oak over there, then I'll do it. And I should have a better signal in the fall. I need to make some kindling, but the shorter pieces are on the bottom. Starting to break a sweat. I'll text Mike after this and just see if he's bringing me a load today or not. Because this is pretty much his last day to get one unless he wants to work in the heat. 9 o'clock this morning, I'm going to come out here and split this. I want to make some kindling. I guess I could use one of these big ones. Just split it small. Probably could split this into some kindling. I mainly use the kindling for fillers when I'm making the bundles. There's some kindling. It's just easier using the smaller diameter pieces. Now I can get them the shape and size I want easier. Triple hit right here. Get it spread out. Now I'll go back to making the regular pieces. Break. I think I'll move you a little closer. Looks like it's back in the shade over there. kind of rutted this up here driving through here with the quad. Got stuck for a second. I don't want to be tripping on them ruts. Ugh. There we go. You got to stay in the shade unless you're going to overheat. But we got 15 watching. Somebody just said something. Somebody said something. Who's that? Michael Volk, #1 fan. If you're tuning in to hear the story I told, I already told it. I'm not telling it again. You'll have to watch the replay if you want to know what I talked about. Pretty funny. Hey, your buddy Regola's out in Lake Michigan fishing, Michael Volk. Well, he's not, that's where he's at today. Yeah, I get this filled up into here, and then that'll be pretty close to 30 bundles that I need to make. So I'm probably not going to split all this today. Save a little bit of it. No, I don't like putting them all the way down there. And then when I'm making the bundles, I got to walk all the way over there and grab the pieces. That's why I like to keep the majority of it right here. But I don't know if I'm going to have to add any more to this after I split what's here. And then I'm going to, you know, make all the bundles with all the older wood. Because I have to get it off that for when I sell it, but that won't be for another like 6 months. And by then, this whole front corner will be gone and made into bundles. Oh man, here's the one I've been dreading, and there's another one like it down there I just noticed. You see, it's part of a double barrel split out into two lots. See what I mean? All this knot there. See what I can't get off it, the bundle wood. But I think it's not going to be much. And I was just thinking back to all these customers that I talked to about ordering early, and hardly any of them did, which is normal. But I like to get the wood to them, and then they can provide adequate storage for it and to do some of the drying. You know, eventually these ash trees are going to be gone. You know, because that's what I'm relying on. I don't want to have to store 400 full cords here to have like 200 dry and 200 drying. We sell about 400 a year. I mean 200 a year. Trying to stay on top of this debris, but eventually I'm going to have to shovel some of that up there because I can't get a wheelbarrow in there to catch it. You watching Randy Clay, you still sleeping? You watching the replay? This was a lot less knotty. Yeah, things are about to take off though, right after Labor Day. September is pretty busy. October, November are usually the busiest months. Well, I need Mike to keep bringing me ash. I don't have that much here. I'm kind of saving my oak back there for the restaurants. Or for the restaurant. I'm going to call the guy. I don't know if he's even, you know, the new restaurant that I took that apple and cherry, white oak and oak to, and hickory. Let's see what he's liking of what he got from me. Hopefully he likes all of it. Couple more big ones and I should be done. Sure, some of you are probably saying, what? You know, you're almost done. Almost got them all split. You might as well split them all, but then I gotta stack them way over there. Because like when this gets up to here, that's it. Here's a beauty. You know, I keep posting those shorts videos or the reels, them 1 minute long or less videos. You know, they're all highlights of all my regular videos. If you want to see the regular video, you have to go to my page and look on the wall there, the timeline or the news feed, and then where it says videos, just scroll through that. And I would recommend going to playlists so you can find, you know, like the dropping trees videos if that's what you want to watch. I got one, you know, all of Mike's videos, all of Zach's videos, the ones with the saw surgeon in there. So each topic is covered. We got this one and that should be about it. And then I'm pretty much full, as much as I want to get in there today. Oh, another double barrel. I'll try to get some good pieces off it. But you can see it's one solid knot on the inside. Looks like I can carve it out pretty good. I got spoke too soon. There's a wasp flying around there. That was just a regular fly. Yeah, there's a wasp. You see it? Hate them. I hate them. don't mind bees. The yellow jackets, bumblebees, but not wasps and hornets. Good for nothing. I think I'm gonna call it. Got the corner filled out like I wanted. That's what I wanted, that corner filled. That thumbs up. Only 13 watching. Oh well. I'm glad you 13 are here though. Oh, now it's 14. There's Randy Clay. That's what I got left. I know it's not much left. You know, I probably should finish it, but I might add to it. You never know. Might bring me some real nice dry cherry. So, but I'm gonna head in now. I appreciate everybody watching. Thanks for all the thumbs up. If you missed the story I told, you're gonna have to watch the replay. It was probably about 15-20 minutes in. Just check it out. So, all right, I'm gonna head in.